Okay, welcome to another Lightning Strikes Twice. And this is where we have one topic apiece, and there's two of us, so that's the twice part. And we have 5 minutes to discuss each topic. We have no idea what the other one's going to bring up, so it's totally off the cuff. So
Mhm.
why don't you begin this week's Lightning Strikes Twice, Mr. Eric?
Alrighty. I don't know if there's a category for this, but basically, let's talk about subtitles.
What, those down there?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Well, yeah, I'm mostly it just kind of popped into my head. Just I was thinking about it because like more and more there's this trend, particularly on shorts or TikTok or whatever, to have that text popping up as somebody's talking or whatever.
well, personally, I kind of find that nice because you don't have to like turn the sound on to know what's being said in the video.
Yeah.
Um, and I really appreciate that sometimes because like sometimes I just kind of need it to be quiet, but I still want to, you know, watch things. And like when it comes to TV, I do actually really depend on that because my hearing sucks like really
Mhm.
bad.
Well, that
Um,
makes sense, but that
mhm.
but you can turn that off. I'm talking
Yeah,
about the stuff that's like embedded and like animated or something.
yeah, yeah.
It's like it's so distracting. Like I sometimes I just can't even watch because like I just want to like see the person talking or whatever, or see the thing the person's talking about without being like, have this shit popping up as they're talking. It's just so distracting.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah, there's unfortunately no way to turn those off because
Yeah.
when they're animated, that's all part of the program that they edited with, and
Well, it's embedded in the video, so it's not
yeah,
like
so it makes it very like uh, visually pleasing for those who are pleased by such things, but for people like you, it's a huge annoyance. Yeah, I can
yeah.
see that. I can definitely understand that.
It goes both ways, really. I mean, but that's where it's
Mm.
like it ought to be something you can switch on and off, you know?
Yeah, or yeah. Maybe if they just made it so that you could like crop a
Hmm.
a window to wherever you want it. So
Well,
while
there
you're
will
watching
be,
it, you don't have to look at
yeah,
that part of the screen or
I
something.
know that'd be nice, but a lot of times it's like right over the entire screen, like over the person's face, like over a scene that they're showing. It's like right in the middle and stuff. It's like,
Oh wow.
God, that's super distracting. It's like,
Huh.
I don't know. Also, let's also dubs or subs.
Uh
So
uh
like
what does that mean
well, when you're
exactly?
talking like foreign stuff, like anime and
Oh.
stuff, do you prefer a dubbed version or a subtitled version?
Uh,
Because that's a
um
hot debate. Like that's like the pineapple on pizza thing. Like,
right. If the dub is well done,
hmm
that's a more seamless viewing
hmm
experience.
yeah,
But I don't mind reading subtitles. I know a lot of people that completely ruins the
yeah.
point of watching a movie
Well,
and
because
stuff.
you kind of have to divide your attention, and if there's like
Yes.
some kind of critical thing that you need to see to really tell the
Yeah, that
story,
is definitely true. Even though I don't mind subtitles, there's definitely points where I've got to like rewind and be like, wait, I totally missed something
yeah,
subtle, didn't I?
yeah.
Like,
Well, and in
well,
fact, sometimes if the dub is done poorly, that can also be kind of fun. Like kung fu
mhm, mhm.
theater and stuff.
I
Dude,
don't
that's
think you really get that anymore because now
Mhm.
I don't know if you've noticed this. Here in Germany, I notice it quite readily because all these movies from America are dubbed into German, and like I know enough English and German words where when I'm watching, I'm like, wait a minute, like the English word for this is like super short, and this is like a compound word, but
Yeah.
their lips match it. So I think AI is actually able to now create it so you can read the lips along with the dub.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Select the right word and the right tempo.
Yeah.
stuff to make it fit.
They
And
even
that's
do it with
cool.
cartoons. Like
Yeah.
it's a pretty cool attention to detail thing that I've noticed. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, because I mean, it used to be kind of an art form, like
Yeah.
trying to, align things correctly, pick the right word that
Hmm.
fits well enough.
Now, speaking of the two languages, one thing that does irritate me, and well, especially my wife, while I'm trying to learn German, is that the subtitle translation isn't matching what they're saying. Um, and oftentimes this is with older stuff where they can't change the dub on the lips because when they're dubbing, they try to change
Ah,
around what they're saying so it fits the existing lip movement as
yeah,
good as
yeah,
possible.
yeah. Yep.
But the direct translation of the script is completely different, and that's usually what the subtitles go off of.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Exactly. That's always a challenge,
hmm.
All right. Well, that was time. So it's on to you then.
All right. Well, I'd say this category firmly lands in philosophy.
Okay, okay.
Can you truly measure happiness? You thought I was going to say penises, but
A half penis. Woo. I I mean, it's subjective, right?
exactly.
And
So,
like, how do you, yeah, if you were to put it on a scale, it's different for different people too. It's like
yeah,
your pain level or whatever. It's like, well, yeah, how do you know?
like there's always this happiness index or whatever,
Hmm.
and the happiest country is almost always Finland, I think.
Yeah.
Um, and I just got to thinking, like, well, how do they measure that
I,
exactly?
I
You know,
guess you
like,
could survey people in if you were clever about it and get asked the right questions so that you can kind of quantify a level of happiness.
hmm,
Also, I think a lot of those indexes take into account factors that generally bring about happiness or the absence of which bring about unhappiness or something like
right.
that.
Yeah,
So,
that makes sense.
but I
Um,
don't think you could like there wouldn't be like a happiness detector meter thing, right?
mhm,
Like
right. Well, even with the fact that it's subjective,
Mhm.
I even if you're measuring your own happiness with no comparison whatsoever, if you
Mhm.
were just inwardly reflecting on if you feel happy in your life right now, like
Mhm.
I wonder if there really is like a way to, I mean, I say
Well,
without comparison, but it's kind of impossible to measure anything without a comparison,
well, that's what I was going to say.
technically.
Yeah, it would be relative to other times or parts of your life or whatever if you wanted to try to figure out, because
Yeah.
it's like I think about it and I'm like, I remember times when I was a kid where I was super happy, just overjoyed, just blissful and whatnot. But it's like, well, at the same time, overall, I wouldn't consider it like great. Whereas now it's like I don't necessarily experience those like hyper happy moments that are to the extreme, but I kind of generally the level I feel content to for the
Hmm.
most part. Like, okay, I've reached a kind of a I don't know, like a threshold of like contentment where I don't feel good, like awesome, and I don't feel horrible, right? That
Right.
but and so it's like to me, I think, okay, well, that's kind of to me, it's sort of like peaceful,
That's
and
a
that
good place
brings
to be.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that brings about happiness in its own right. And
It
so
could
it's
be
like,
better. It could be worse.
yeah, yeah. We're always referring to our own music. um, so it's like that's another aspect because it's like, well, if you're content, you could also say you're happy. It's like that,
Hmm.
but that's different than being like uh joyous or something, right? Like being excited or something like that. That's a whole different thing.
Right.
Like Christmas, you're opening gifts and it's like, oh my God, look, a new Transformer, ah! That kind of thing. See, that's a certain kind of happiness, but also just like sitting in the backyard on a summer day, listening to birds and stuff like that, or sitting at the beach or something. That you're not like that kind of happy, but there's another kind of happy that's like peacefulness or something.
Yeah.
So but again, how do you measure that? And then because different people are going to be happy about different things and stuff. It's like uh, some people, the smallest things can make them miserable, whereas another person experiences the same thing and they're like, whatever, like, oh well, I
Yeah.
crashed my car, I guess that's that. Like
Yeah, I definitely like, I mean, maybe that's a little off topic, but I definitely find that trying to control your reaction does definitely help with the overall impact of a situation.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
um,
Well, and
but
shifting
that
your
but that
perspective.
said, it doesn't really like change the fact that the direction has shifted, you know.
Well, yeah, like say a circumstance or an event, you can't
Mhm.
undo that, but you can choose how you feel about it, how you respond to that, like and how you interpret a situation, and so it's like that. I guess that could like even in the worst of times, you could still be happy. I guess
Yeah.
in a sense. I guess it's also like for me, I always like look at the small things. It's the little things that really matter,
Mhm.
and yeah, and I
Well,
guess
I often like to um, see things like oh, something bad happened, you know, like I don't know, maybe a day later, and then I try to think like, oh, but if that didn't happen, this other cool thing wouldn't have happened, you know?
yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. I was actually gonna God, this needs to be an episode, honestly. We should really roll this over to like next time to a full episode because I really like this topic. But
Yeah,
yeah, and that's the thing. It's like even bad things, because I'll just follow up real quickly your last thought. Even seemingly bad things that happen can actually result in like a much better thing in the future, you know
yeah,
like, oh, I broke up with a girlfriend, and it's like, oh yeah, actually that turns out that was a good thing. A new opportunity emerged that was actually better. So it's like,
hmm
okay, well, you know that kind of thing. My car breaks down or something, and now it's like, oh, hey, I found this cool car that I wouldn't have even been looking for if I didn't lose the previous car.
yeah.
It's like, yeah,
Kind of
so
begs the question, is there such a thing as good or bad things?
I
Or are they
don't think
just
so.
things?
Yeah, it is. It's just matter and energy moving around the universe. That's all it is. That's it. Yeah, ultimately,
Mm,
and yeah. So, all right. Well, that was man. Those are both pretty good.
yeah,
Let's make a note to come back to this last one because I like it.
yeah.
So yeah. All right, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed this. Leave your comments down there. I want to see some arguments about dubs or subs because I know people get flaming hot over that. Actually, I've sometimes I've watched Japanese shows. Like I love the Yamato series, like Star Blazers in the US. And they made a live action one that's in Japanese. And I watched the entire thing in Japanese. I don't know Japanese. I watched it in Japanese with no subtitles and still enjoyed it.
Oh, wow.
It was like, oh yeah, I can kind of follow along. Maybe there's like dialogue that I'm like, what? But still, it's like, it's a great movie anyway. Yeah. So all right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.